People seem to have no clue how much muscle you can gain or how much stimulus you can get from really just doing, a handful of sets of 4 big exercises a week. Hey, everybody, it's Jason Blaha here. I thought I would chat with you guys and gals a little bit about this today, but a quick reminder, if you guys will please click like down below, be greatly appreciated. If you're not subscribed or following, please do so, and if you would be kind enough to drop me a comment down below, I would greatly appreciate that. And I want to be clear, I am not telling you guys to only do 4 exercises. You're going to see me literally doing multiple types of curls in this video, okay? But when it comes to picking big movements and thinking about how much stimulus you can get with a fairly modest amount of work, I've said stuff like, look guys, you could do 6 sets a week per muscle group and get pretty dang good gains. Really good gains. Am I saying it's going to always be the absolute 100% possible? No, but you can get really good gains. And I'm going to go so far as to say you'd be surprised what you could get from 4 basic movements, right? Done 3 sets twice a week. So we're talking 6 total sets of each exercise, right? Of course, some people say, could we rotate too? Sure, you could change some of them too, but you get the idea. So what happens if we have some sort of compound for the upper and middle back, a pull-up, a chin-up, a barbell row? Notice I'm picking really big movements. I did not say, a dumbbell roll up. No. I picked really big movements for a reason, okay? What about for some chest press, a barbell bench? Someone will say, can I do incline? No, we're talking about, we want the biggest movements that work the most muscle. Incline doesn't fit the bill. It's less lower chest, lighter exercise. Flat bench, weighted dip, okay? See where I just went? Think about what else happening. Then what if you pick the 2 big, massive lower body movements? What if you go with a conventional deadlift and a back squat, barbell back squat? People always chime in. When you say something like this, invariably people say, well, could I substitute? That's not what we're talking about. Just stop. I picked intentionally the biggest exercises that work the most muscles. I didn't say, hey, let's get something that works 95% of the muscles compared to this. I picked really, really, really big movements here. Stop and think about what all gets worked. Okay. Weighted chin up, weighted pull up, or a row. Now, granted, you're going to get, unless you do the chin up, you're going to get a little less bicep. But most people are going to want to do curls. But even then, the biceps may get a little neglected if you go the row route. Sure, I'm not going to argue that. But think about everything else. Think about how much back muscle gets worked, particularly the row. The row works all that lower back, even extra glute, hamstring. All those are going to work traps. They are going to work biceps to some extent, forearms. They're definitely going to work lats. They'll work the whole trap, rear delts, rhomboids. That's a lot of ground. There will be carryover to the side delts from any of those, by the way. People can argue that all they want, but study after study shows some pretty decent stimulus even in the side delt there. That's a lot of muscle worked. How about a correctly done bench press? Not talking about bouncing the bar off yourself. I'm talking about coming down under control at either soft touch pause with a reasonable grip, a grip width that actually gets you the elbows pretty deep, not a massive arch, like a normal bodybuilder type bench. Or a weighted dip. What are we working here? Pecs. Pecs are always going to work. Triceps. Keep in mind some of those other movements I listed are going to still work the long head of the tricep a little. Definitely going to work that lateral and medial head with any of that. Pecs, front delts, there will be some carryover to the side delt. A weighted dip, pretty similar. Really good tricep, a little less shoulder, really good tricep. Definitely gonna get the long head. So think about what all is being worked there. You realize that pretty much your entire upper body, every muscle, any of those ones that I picked for the back or either of those 2 for the chest and triceps. Is there any muscle in the upper body that didn't get some stimulus? No. I'm not saying an advanced bodybuilder quitting everything else and just doing these 2, but if someone was less experienced, would every muscle in their upper body grow? Every single muscle. Would maybe the side delts and biceps potentially be a little understimulated? Yes. But would they grow? Absolutely. Especially if you did 3 sets of each of these twice a week, so 6 total sets. If you look at any study or evidence we have, we will always see muscle growth in just about the whole upper body from all that. Not even really debated, is it? What about the lower body? We have plenty of study. We have one major study looked at squats and deadlifts, and now they absolutely did grow the upper body significantly. Both of them do, by the way. Look at all the muscles. The squat puts more muscle in just about anything. quads, glutes, adductors all grow. Calves grow. All that's been confirmed in studies to grow extremely well from a full squat, a full range of motion squat. All right, the kind of squats you see me doing, in here, right? Those type of squats. Because I did some squats in this video. Works all that. It also works the upper body some. Definitely works some of the back. Definitely works the abdominals, obliques. They will all grow potentially from this. Deadlift works everything. Deadlift works glutes, works hamstrings. Those grow. Calves. Quads to some extent. Big portions of your back. If we didn't look at hypertrophy and look at biomechanics and we only look at EMG studies, we would even say the lats grow from deadlifts. Now, I think it's minimal personally, but they sure get lit up on EMGs way more than even lat pull downs and some other stuff do, don't they? All right? That's a lot of mileage. There's a lot of upper body in all this. I mean, realistically, stop and look at everything being worked. You did these 4 things, and let's just say we go with the ones that I did in this video here. Pull-ups, bench press, done. You saw how I performed them in here. Full squats, conventional deadlift, all done for rep work. 6 total sets a week of each one, split up twice. You could literally come in and do 6 sets of workout. You'd grow, everything would grow. So here's what I would say. Doesn't it make sense to pick stuff like that as your foundations? Since you know your entire body could grow from the 6 sets of those 4 exercises spread out twice a week. Massive exercise economy. Absolutely massive exercise economy. Doesn't it make sense to pick stuff like that as your foundation? Look, I'll pick these 4 movements. I'm going to just progress on them and go hard. It makes a lot of sense if you're trying to get big. I'm not saying for powerlifting and athlete purposes this is what we should do. I'm saying just for getting jacked. All right? Because how easy is it to come in and then shore up everything else? Everything got worked. If you're looking at it going, yeah, okay, but my biceps or my delts or whatever aren't growing, well, throw some laterals and some curls in and train those. Problem solved. Long head of my triceps, well, throw some pullovers or an extension in. Done. My calves aren't growing enough. I don't have great calf. Well, do some calf raises. I mean, wow, look at that. So let's say you did all that and you determined that calves, biceps, and side delts were lagging. That's literally 3 isolation movements. It fixes whatever you feel is lagging from all of it. I mean, a person could technically come in and get pretty jacked off then 3 isolation movements and 4 big compounds, all done twice a week. I mean, realistically, it works, and it does work. You guys know it would work. It's a lot of work. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I'll talk to you guys and gals next time.